listen, I like the hard
You
open.
Yeah.
You
know, he
know.
liked to count down.
So you
Mm.
you just have to literally be able to figure out what your niche is, and that foundation, like I told you, it was gonna have cracks in it. It might not be a big crack to where you tripping over it, but it might be a
Mhm.
small little crack. Like, damn, there's a crack right there. I wonder
Yeah.
where that came from. Okay, I might need to fix that, and I might not need to not let that go. And that's the same thing as you do in your relationship. Like,
Yeah.
as soon as you have a problem or something is bothering you, or you see that red flag, or you see something, talk about it right then and there, and be like, hey, I don't want to argue, I don't want to yell, I don't want to scream, I just want to talk. Can we
And
talk
the
about
thing,
this? Can we talk about this real quick? I don't really need an answer. I don't really need a solution. I'm just telling you how I feel at this moment, and I'll be
mhm.
fine. I just need to get this off my chest. Okay, and then boom,
But
there you
now
go.
the problem with a lot of that, and welcome y'all up at Run Blueprint, Quay Speed, and we here. A lot of that happens. The problem that we have when we run into a lot of that with those is that people don't know how to have adult conversations.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the way people were growing up, and we said it earlier, a conversation cocktail where people were do what I say, not as I do, be seen and not heard. And you're not learning as a youth how to talk as an adult. And
Mm,
so now you get into these relationships that you want to have adult relationship, and now you're either submissive or you're dominant when it comes to this. So either you're gonna talk or you're gonna shut the fuck up and listen. And now the whole relationship being overran. You don't know how to communicate with people. Quay, don't listen, don't
I
play.
said the same thing. I was
I
like,
will
hold on,
put
is that a leg?
stop. I will put stop on this. Listen,
She, she
Listen,
hyped
I
it up
got
so
all the
fast.
way comfortable. I'm like,
I will
yeah,
put stop. You will get your video right now.
send it, send it.
Yeah.
I literally lost all train of thought. I was like,
Uh,
is that
but
a leg? Nigga, that's her leg. Okay.
that's her. That ain't digital, nigga. That
That's
was.
not digital at all.
Yeah, that's a whole leg right
So
there.
can you put
but
it
we do.
behind
But
your
we don't. But till your legs hang low. All right. So listen. But we don't put value on people didn't grow up the same way. We're expecting once we get into the relationship that they have either the same train of thought, or the same feelings, or or at the same mental capacity that we have.
And they don't.
They don't. And like you know how many slow people in the lifestyle right now. I
Man,
mean,
let me
but
tell you, I know it was a few people up in there with IEPs and, you
this
know,
nigga here?
all kind of stuff. I already know that there was a couple of
This
short
nigga
bus
here.
people in there, but you know what? That's okay. That's okay. It
hmm
doesn't make them less than
it
a
doesn't.
person. It doesn't mean that they're less than deserving of the community. But it's not my fault that you don't have situational awareness.
hmm
Okay? That's
And
not
that's
my fault.
and that's the part where we talk about like, are you aligned? See, people don't understand that. You see, we keep going back to alignment and stuff like that. People don't understand what that really means. Like alignment can't just be we talk the same and
Right.
that's it. It can't just be we fuck good together. Like, do you know how to communicate in the language that this person communicates in?
Because I can tell you, I had this one person. When I tell you fucking sex is amazing, it's like
Mm-hmm.
that. Who is that? Rihanna? Sex with you, so amazing. Yeah, that nigga have me bringing out my goddamn umbrella, okay? Like,
Mm-hmm.
make me want to tap out. And it's hard to make me tap out. But I be fighting through it. All I can hear up in my head is Ernest saying, fight back, fight back. And I'm like, goddamn, I'm going to fight back. But, communication isn't always there. Now, can I deal with you on a sexual basis? Absolutely. Can I deal with you on, where we actually have to communicate about things? Absolutely not, because we're not gonna see eye to eye. And I
Mm-hmm.
understand that and I accept that. But however, let's just keep it to what it is, and if we can't, then let's go ahead and part ways completely, and it sucks because when you have those people that just give you that A1 cooch or that A1 peen, you just like, man, why couldn't we communicate better? Like you just had to do some ignorant things right now. But that it's also okay. It's just an understanding of I can't deal with this, you can't deal with this, but we have this great sexual chemistry here, which is perfectly fine once again. Like we can have that chemistry, but that's not going to get us anywhere. We have to learn how
No.
to communicate respectfully with each other. We have to be able to communicate with each other as if we have emotional intelligence. And if you can't do that, then we can't do anything.
So, okay. So do you feel like even with having it in the spaces that we're in, the spaces that the LS has created, do you feel like it's kind of condensed the emotional maturity down a
Oh,
little bit?
oh,
Like,
absolutely. The
because you
emotional. Oh, go ahead.
no, because the reason why I say that is because you know you get into these sessions, or you get into these play areas, whether it's kink, whether it's just regular down the fuck, whether it's just a regular kickback or whatever it is, and you talk to these people for 2 seconds, you go and fuck them, and then depending on what the experience is in that bedroom, let's just say it's a great experience, it's a good experience, it's a great experience, you go to these experiences and you're like, oh my god, I've never had anybody fuck me like that. But now you're
Please.
thinking, your mind is creating all these images, all this imagery about maybe I could see myself with this person just off of this sexual experience. But no, you don't have the emotional intelligence to be like, this was just for fun, not for
Mm.
You,
a long term. You know what I'm saying?
I would say that it surpasses emotional intelligence at that point. I believe that at that point you have no moral responsibility for yourself. Like you have none. Like morally, can you actually deal with this person without being disrespectful to them because you're not on the same level with them when it comes down to conversing, right? Like can you really say morally this person sits right with me? Because nine
You
times
don't.
out of ten the answer is no.
Right.
No. So what are you doing? So now I got to think about your intellectual health there. What is wrong with you?
They
Why do you
haven't.
felt like it was a need for you to want to see yourself up in a relationship with someone just off of the basis of good sex? That sex is only there for a moment, right? Now it might last in your head and live rent free for about 5 to 7 business days, but intellectually, can you really deal with that? No.
Well, we want to have moral conversation in an immoral environment, and that's not what the environment is built for. And I don't really want to have those conversations in that environment.
Correct.
I don't
That
want
is
to.
true.
I don't want to have talks of your hopes and dreams. And if this sex has made you feel that way, I should question you anyway.
You
Let me
feel
let
me?
me let me question where you really are mentally, because I I didn't even give you relationship sex. I gave you some good moment, and that's it.
You know? You
Mm.
know?
Imagine,
So
yeah, and I think that's what they do. They put themselves in a position where they start imagining what this will be like long term. And guess what? We can actually do that part long term. And if I happen to get to know you after that, and you become a friend first, then maybe we can go there. But again, tracing back to a lot of these people where you meet them, like think about the person that we're maybe that we're communicating with, think about dating, all that stuff right now. Even though we met them at a function, but it was kind of in the wild. It wasn't online. It wasn't at a party. It was essentially at an event that was just talking about just regular cocktails and conversations and cocktails. Just a whole conversation about just different relationship things. It wasn't
Right.
it wasn't it wasn't anything where we're like, oh well, I see you at a party, I like what you had on, and now we're trying to, facilitate a relationship. You know,
And that's just crazy. But it does go back to like what you said when we go to play parties. And again, this goes back to one of the previous episodes when we were talking about know the type of party that you're going to. If
Right.
I'm going
mm,
to a play party, I'm coming to play. I don't care about your life right now. I want
uh,
to know, can we play? Can we fuck? Can we not? You know what I'm saying? I want to know what your boundaries are. And depending on the event, what's your safe word? What is your safe word? You know, I want to know those things. I may ask you like, hey, pull out your health chart. Like, can I see that before we play? All of those things, but I may not be sitting over here trying to be like, what's your favorite color? Oh, it's blue. I can see that it matches your skin. It really brings out the color in your eyes. Like, who the fuck really cares about that?
It's dark
Now,
right now with black lights. I don't give a fuck.
you know, now I understand woo me out my panties, but don't get over here. How many siblings you got? Nigga, you just turned me off. You really just turned me off. Well, what do you do for a living? I breathe air. I suck dick. I'm trying to do that now. you know?
I
Like,
don't need you
come on
breathing right
now.
now. Let me take your air away. I don't even. No, you ain't got to breathe today. I'll breathe for
you
you.
know that's not the time to get to know people on a more
We
personal basis. There's meet and greets for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, go do that there. Go slide up in an inbox or do something, but not here. Do that somewhere else.
And that's a
Fuck up.
good segue today, because why are some people so bold in the
You
DMs?
know
So bold in the DMs. So
I would say this. A lot of people are very bold in the DMs because of entitlement. Some
mm,
people have entitlements. So they just do whatever it is that they feel like they can do. Because you're in a lifestyle, they look at it as, oh, well, they're available. I'm not available to everybody. Some people may look at it as access. Oh, they're in a lifestyle, so they're accessible. No, I'm none of those things right now. Like at all. Like, be cautious with how you slide in somebody's DM. Very cautious because you don't know that person's personality. You don't know how they actually move. And sometimes you may not even know that person's dynamic.
mm.
So just be
All right.
careful how you hop up in people's DMs.
So here's my question, because obviously, some of the things that, I kind of want to discuss with that, like, it's really just kind of like happen, uh, like people feeling like they're entitled to access because we are in the lifestyle,
Right.
but also if you do it right, the DMs can be a good place for foreplay as
right.
well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, like, is there a difference between that playful flirting, foreplay, and entitlement? Like, where's the fine line with that?
So, oh, go ahead, Speed.
Uh, ladies first. I already got what I'm going to
Okay.
say. Ladies first.
Mhm.
I would definitely say when it comes down to a fine line, first off, sending a message and it's like, bam, penis in your face, bam, titties in your face. Like, you just crossed that line. You know what I'm saying? Because there was no introduction. It wasn't a, hey, how are you? How's your day going? I noticed that you posted Titty Tuesday. You sending titty pics out, or can I send you some titty pics? Like, what happened to that? And if you're not doing that, then I feel like that you're crossing a line there. Not only do I feel like you're crossing a line there, it's disrespectful. Not even just borderline disrespectful. It's just disrespectful. Now, if you want to be a little flirty, it's just like, I love people that flirt, but understand that when I flirt back, don't get mad at how I flirt because I'm not a good flirt. I'm more of a tease than anything, and you're going to get pissed off because when you do approach me, I thought we were just playing. Like, understand who you're flirting with because some people flirt for sport. I'm a person that flirt for sport. Sometimes it means absolutely nothing. I promise you. But because I like to flirt. It's just like when I ran track. I loved running. Right? I did not love being sweaty, but I love to run. I treat flirting the same way. If I like you, my flirting is a little different. It might
Mm.
be, you know, I see that you landed a contract today. How does that feel? My flirting is a lot different. It's a lot different. So
It
watch out
sounds
how
a
you
little
flirt with
passive
me.
aggressive there, ma'am.
You
Sounds a
Listen,
know?
little passive aggressive.
I did something that could be considered flirting this weekend, but I feel like it was a good move because I it's someone who has a partner and they're still establishing their relationship and things like that. Well, obviously, won't say names and things like that, but I made it a point that even after an initial conversation with her, because I didn't get a chance to talk to him that night, I sent him a message like, "Hey, I'm interested in playing with your partner. This is me. This is what I'm about. I just want to make sure that you're good with it before I proceed."
Yeah.
And on both spectrums between him and her, I just want to make sure there's a level of trust. Like even
Mhm.
that, that way with me continuing any conversation that I have with her. Hey, we've already established that I'm sure that you've had your conversation. Everything done above board. And I think, again, that's some man shit too. Like we got to be comfortable enough to do that, especially if you're interested in playing with a person who has a partner or a married person's partner, thing like that. I've done it with a married couple where I've gone up to that man in public, like, hey, I want to get to know your wife. I just want to make sure I don't cross any rules, boundaries, or whatever. If I need to let you know, stuff like that. And I didn't say playing because, again, like I told y'all before, I like consistent shit. I don't want to I'm not just a one time. And I said that to them as well. Like, hey, I want to consistently play with your partner. Are you okay with that?
You know? And
And
and that's a great way to flirt with me.
mm,
Like if
most
someone was
women,
to hit up, you know, if you're gonna flirt with me, I want to know that you're that level of a man that you can go to my partner and tell him, like, hey, I like your woman. She's a cutie to me. Matter of fact, I don't even think that she all that cute. Keep that shit to yourself though, because he will cuss your ass the fuck out. You know? But at the same time, it's something about approaching that person's partner too and be like, hey, I really want to play with this person. And I understand that they are, under you or y'all are partner. I just want to let you know, like, hey, I'm very interested. Like, to me, that is the best way to flirt. The best way to flirt. Because I'm like, I respect. Boy, let me. You like the panties slid to the side, or you like to eat them off? Which one?
if
Which
we're the ones you
one?
don't care about me ripping.
So,
Listen,
so,
I don't wear
Go ahead,
panties that
Speed.
often, so rip them all. Shit, I don't
Mm.
care.
Go ahead, Speed.
so like, so me, I'm not gonna say I'm a. Okay, well, I mean, I am, but I'm not. Regardless if I'm in a relationship or not, my my approach is always going to be the same. But now I don't now me, I'm a little different because see, I'm always a type of person that I'm always technically outside. You're always meeting me at Oasis. Or you're always seeing me at Oasis. You're at my party, you're at my place, whatever the things. So I see all these people, and these people know me, I know them, or whatever. So I'm talking to them, I'm getting to know them. I might flirt a little bit, we done had a couple of drinks, whatever. So my approach in the DMs is, hey, whether you have a partner or not, first of all, I've already talked to your partner. I talked to your partner in person.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, actually, the party that I just did, the last party I did at Oasis, I talked to a guy. He was in a couple with a woman. I said, hey, I'm interested in your lady. I just want to make sure that it's okay with you that I approach her about playing. Like, not
Yeah.
saying that I'm approaching you to play with your lady. I'm approaching you to see if it's okay to approach.
Letting you know that I'm interested. You
Yeah,
are interested.
because she still has her own mind and her own decision to make, regardless of whatever he say. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. And with you, Quay, talking about, uh, a man going to your partner and saying, "Is it okay for you to, them to play?" I was brought up as far as the LS etiquette that was basic normal shit. That
Right.
was how I was brought up in it. Like, don't go to a woman if they got a partner and ask them to play, because you never know what their dynamic is. You don't know what the respect they have. You don't know nothing. Talk to the man first to see if that's even okay. Even if you have already played with this person before. Because you can play with this person tonight and then they could be fucked off in
Their rules and boundaries could change,
right, their rules and
and you don't
boundaries
know
change.
that.
They might be having problems. You don't never know. Hey, I know I played with old girl before, but I would like to play with her tonight. Is that cool, bro? And you might get to be like, Speed, go on somewhere, go on and fuck the shit out of her real quick, so you get,
You
you know what I'm
know,
saying? But you have to be respectful in so much, as far as like people just shoo you away, be like, bro, it's okay, like, don't be ask so many questions that they tell you not to ask no more. That's where I'm at. Hey, you don't have to ask me no more to play with my wife. You good, she good, y'all just do what y'all do. Okay,
you,
cool. But get to that point. You don't always have to think that it's you have the accessibility to this man's woman. They are married. They're in a relationship. At the end of the day, if he
that
don't
is
want you
true.
playing, if he don't want you playing with his partner, he don't want you playing with his partner. Don't and it doesn't matter if you done maxed her out a couple of weeks ago. No is a complete sentence. So
It really is. And
be
that goes for
mindful of that.
inboxes too.
That goes for inboxes too. Now, I'm gonna tell you like this: I'm not. If you're let's just say if you're a single woman, if you're a single woman and I'm interested in playing with you, I'm going to, before I flirt with you, I'm going to say, hey, I'm interested in playing with you. I saw you this and this and that, blah blah blah. I'm interested in playing with you, and then depending on your answer depends on where the conversation goes.
Yep.
Cause I don't want to flirt up. I don't want to flirt up the blue. I think that's weird. Like I'm not a flirt. Like people have said that I flirt, and I'm like, I was just working. I was just doing what I was supposed to do. But they be like, nah, you was flirting. You was flirting. So I was like, oh, okay, no.
Sometimes I get asked these single women, are you single in your real life or just single in your LS life? That's
You
a whole conversation too.
you know, but Speed, I will piggyback off of something that you said. Um, so not all people, like for myself, I will say this. Um, if I have never played with you before, and we don't have that type of rapport, and let's just say we're at a play party or something, and let's just say Taurus is there.
Uh-huh.
The, approach tourists first. You know what I'm saying? Or approach us together. I would prefer you to approach us together. Don't approach him separately. I don't like that at all. I don't like that. Period. Because, and the reason why I say I don't like it is because I'm not his property. And he's not my property. But there is respect there. So if y'all see us together, approach us together. Don't wait until he walks off. Don't do any of that, because then I'm going to feel like you don't have that big dick energy.
No,
You
just
don't have that.
say that a little slow. I need to write that down. Okay,
Approach
you
us
said.
together. But
Okay.
as far as like my direct messenger go, there has been times where I had to tell people like, get the fuck out my inbox. Like, I don't know who you think I am or what you thought this was, but this ain't this and this ain't that. Okay? So don't ever think that it's okay for you to hop up in my inbox and be as pushy and aggressive as you think that you can be with me, because that's not going to get you anywhere except for blocked. And I'm okay with blocking you, and I'm also okay with putting you on Facebook for the whole social media to see how disrespectful you are,
We know.
because don't do that. And again, it's one of those things where if you know that I'm a partnered person, because it is on my About Me on my Facebook, it's open to the public to see. So with it being there and you feel like, oh, well, I'm not going to read that. I'm just going to hop right up in there. I'm not even going to ask her what her dynamic is or anything like that. Now I'm offended. Now I feel like you're just stupid. I'm not even going to say that you're not even intellectually sound. I'm going to say that you're stupid, you're ignorant, you're dumb, you're slow, you're something. Because it took you one click and one swipe for you to see this. And you chose to look past that and hop your big nose ass into my inbox. Why did you
Right.
feel like that was appropriate? Did
And
you even inbox him first? Did you ask? Was it okay? Now,
And
not that
this
you have to inbox him first, but you could have said, "Hey, do you mind? Or do I need to go through?" And I will have directed you either way it went. Idiots.
and this is where you asked a question because you said something that I was actually going to address, but I'm gonna leave. I'm a pivot from that one and go to like, but what exactly is kind of crossing that line versus what's just harmless attention? Because again, it's different for everybody. And honestly it's different for whoever the person is that's reaching out as well. You may find it okay with this one person saying this thing compared to someone else. So for you, Quay, what's different? What's crossing the line and what's just harmless versus what's harmless attention?
I would say I will start with harmless. Okay. If you're just hopping up in my inbox and you're like, "Hey, how's your day going? I think that you're pretty or I would like to play with you." Or whatever the case may be. It's soft, it's subtle, you're stating your intentions even if we've never had a conversation before, right? Obviously, we're social media friends. So, I would say, that's a little harmless attention and I'm just like, okay, I'll message you back and just be like, hey, how can I help you? That's my favorite thing to say to people. How can I help you? Like, I'm an HR representative over here. What do you need? For me, that's harmless. But if you hop up into my inbox and you're just again entitled, you just feel like you can because it's an option to, then now I have a problem. Now you have a problem. You have the bigger problem than me. Because whatever hopes that you did have for us, that just went down the drain. Like there is no more hopes there because now I look at you as disrespectful. And it's more than just crossing the line there. I have to ask people all the time, like, do you have a daughter? Do you have a favorite niece? Nigga, I know you got a favorite auntie because everybody has a favorite auntie. I got a favorite auntie. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you have a mama? Do you want people to approach them that way? Like, come on now, be for real. Oh, your mama and your daddy still together. How would you feel if a stranger hopped up into your mama inbox disrespecting your daddy? You know what I'm saying? Like it's that. Once it get to the point where it's disrespecting not just me, but it's also disrespecting my partner above anything else, that is where we have the problem. That. It's just like, oh, okay, so you have Taurus's number. I know for a fact you got this man's number. And you come to me and you didn't go to him? Oh, I see what this is. Now you're trying to be sneaky. And I feel some type of way about that. Cause I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him. Best believe he gonna get told.
See,
Taurus already know about a nigga.
you
that's
know?
what people. That's what people don't understand is that they feel like you're not going to tell them. People feel like you're not going to tell your spouse. They're banking on your spouse, whether they're your spouse or not. They're banking
Yeah.
on you not knowing that you done slid in their DMs and you saying this, what else, whatever. And it's like that person tells them and they be like, oh, this person has never been interested in you before. What makes them think that they could just come in here and just do whatever's whatever? You know what I'm saying? But whether they, like I said, whether they have a spouse or not, it's what you answer to. So if you answer to this, then they feel like they can do this. They can disrespect your partner. But a lot of these couples aren't as locked in as you think they are.
Mm.
They not they not as locked in as you think they are. Because now I and now this could be completely this could just be me overthinking. If you have a couples page and you message me from the vanilla individual page about whatever's whatever, I have a problem with that.
I have a huge problem with that. Because
I have a
why?
problem with that.
I got a problem with couples page, but that's a whole different story. Um,
I do too, but I'm not gonna speak on that because I have people that have couples pages and I know them personally and it works for them, and then I've
yeah,
seen it not work for other people. I'm not gonna
and I
touch that.
understand, because that's who. If you're doing everything together in a LS and there's no separate play, 100% get it.
Right,
100%,
right.
that's how it works. But if you have this facade that hey, we play separately, and that's where I'm going to add that my next question was kind of going to: do you share the DMs with your partner or do you keep them private?
Now,
Because there's a level of, I want to answer it first before we even
Go
go there,
ahead,
because
go
I
ahead,
know
go ahead.
oh,
to
because
me there cause I feel like it depends. To me, I feel like we do have a level of autonomy, but if she asks, I let her know, if that makes sense. And I will let her know if there's a person that I'm interested in, but it doesn't have to necessarily be here's everything we've talked about, if that makes sense. That's up to
yeah,
me to make sure that,
Okay.
because I don't want, because what's happening with that, with me getting to know someone, because again, I told you that I do like long term play and things like that. This person is trusting with me getting to know them. They're telling me things. That should not be something that's always shared strictly to my partner. I should, especially if I'm getting to know someone that, hey, I'm going to be spending time with. It may not be, it may be something they don't want me to tell them. Now, obviously, this is going to be their personal information. I'm not talking about things that could jeopardize my relationship, but it's like me and Quay have had conversations about things. There are things I'm not going to tell my wife off a personal conversation that I've had with her. And that's
hmm,
just my friend,
correct.
you know? And
And I would say like that is someone made a post about that. Um I want to say last week, towards the end of last week. And the question was, it was something along the lines of, you know, um, how would you feel if your partner went through your phone? I can't remember
Mhm.
who posted that. And I told him I'm gonna leave my partner. And there's no ifs, ands,
Mhm.
or buts about it. I'm gonna leave you because I see that as a sign of disrespect. Now you can answer my phone. You know what I'm saying? If someone calls or whatever, you can answer my phone or whatever. I have no problem with that. But to go through my personal conversations with my family, with my friends, those are personal. That is someone else's business, and their business is not to be shared with my partner just because we're partner. It is very much so unfair to that individual that did not, consent to their information being shared. And it has to be one of those things where people have to get out of this, well, they're coupled, so, or they're married, or whatever it is, they're going to couples talk, pillow talk, not me over here.
not
Because if
not
if you tell me
always.
something that is sacred, I am going to keep that because it is sacred. It's not my business to tell. If you went and got an abortion, that wasn't my fucking abortion. It wasn't mine. And it obviously wasn't Taurus's. It wasn't Kitty's. It wasn't Anthony's. It wasn't anybody's. So why am I over here telling people that person's business? It's just a sign of, it's disrespectful on all ends. It's disrespectful on my partner's end to feel like it's okay to even ask what was the conversation about. Why is that important? Is there no trust there? Do you not have faith that I will make the right decisions for our relationship? Like, help me understand. But I thought that it was very interesting. And I was looking for more people to have a lot more dialogue on that post, but they didn't.
Mm-mm. You know
And
why? Because they the one doing that shit. But go ahead, speak. I'm gonna let you go ahead because I'm just
Wait, say the question one more time. I just want to get it right.
um do you
Sharing your
share
DM.
DM? Do you share them with your partner or do you keep them private?
So, hmm.
To me, it
Okay.
depends. That's all I'm saying. It depends on
yeah.
I,
what the nature is and things like that. Because if
so,
it's a new person for me, I'm going to, and I want to make sure, hey, this is this person. We just not getting to know each other. This is all we kind of talked about, but I plan on expanding, and I might leave it at that. So go ahead, Speed. I'm just trying to give you some a little bit more time.
right, right. I definitely think I definitely think the DM conversation is situational. Now, I'm gonna be a little transparent. I'm gonna be a little transparent. Me, as everybody knows, I'm Speed the bartender. I am technically an event planner, a promoter, whatever you want to call it. So, regardless of whoever it is, I have women and men hit me up about whatever. Now, obviously, me being a straight man, the men don't matter when it comes to my DMs. It's the women. So, you know, I feel like I might have 10 women hit me up and I might have two men hit me up.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to bringing them out to the club, bringing them out to the party, whatever, in my mind, I feel like I don't have to share that with you unless it gets to a point where it's disrespectful or
Mm-hmm.
it turns, like I don't feel like everything should be shared because it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I told somebody this the other day. If you and your spouse are taking a break from the LS, that means you guys aren't going to any parties, you're not going out, you're not doing anything, whatever. Let's
Mhm.
just say, let's just say you are the more outgoing partner, so the event host hits you up and say, "Hey, I'm having a private setting at the house. I would love for you and your partner to come out." I'm not going to tell my partner that they told us to come out. I'm just going to take care of it right then and there and be like, "Hey, we're taking a break. We're not going to be able to make it." I feel like at the end of the day, that conversation really doesn't matter. It was handled and it's gone. Now, personally, if I bring it to my partner and say, "Hey, this event host told us that we should come out. What do you think?" Now, me being in a relationship, I would think that my partner would be like, "Oh, so maybe they want to go. Maybe we want to break our sabbatical a little bit just to go have some fun tonight."
Right.
Not about just, us necessarily not being on one accord, but understanding your partner and what they may need. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like the DM conversation is a little bit situational because you sometimes you have those times where if it gets disrespectful, like, "Hey, I want to suck your dick and I want to suck you next time I see you." Yeah, I'm telling my partner that for sure. "Girl, let me tell
You
you what the
know,
fuck this chick said. Like, she
you
said she want to suck my
know.
dick. She want to suck it now. Like, I'm gonna tell my partner that. But if I'm planning something, hey, what's the ticket prices on the party this weekend? Oh, it's $30. Oh, okay, thank you, sweetheart. You welcome. I'm not telling my partner that. For what?
Right. That's
Now,
irrelevant stuff. And that's really business, to be quite honest. I would definitely say when it comes down to Taurus and I, we've had the conversations, about people inboxing. He's been on the phone with some people and they're on speaker and he'll be like, "Yeah, whatever the conversation may be, and then they were like, the ladies typically were like, "Oh, your girl's not down for that," and I'm right there, and he was like, "Oh, this one right here, she gonna hold your hair." Like, there, with him, he's so transparent about what goes on up in his inbox or whatever. Me, on the other hand, I'm not, because I believe in my own autonomy. If there is a need to know, then there is a need to know. If there is not a need to know, there's not a need to know. If I'm looking for a new play partner and I'm getting some suggestions in my inbox or whatever, yeah, we're going to have a conversation about that, because I need to know who this man respects and who he don't respect,
But
because
that's
I'm
something that
not going
you,
to be with
but that's
somebody
something
that my partner don't respect. Hmm?
but that's something you probably have before you put it out there. That's probably something you talk to him before you even put it
Yeah,
out there.
correct.
Before you even approach certain conversations like that. And I think that's the best thing. You know what I'm saying? Like having those upfront conversations saying, "Hey, I'm interested in this person. I want to play with this person, or I want this person, this whatever." Then of course that's a conversation that you have with your partner before you get to the inboxes, the Facebook posts, the stories, or whatever. That way, whenever they do slide up in your DMs or whatever, it's not a surprise to them. Now,
Yeah,
I do feel like at the end of the day, there are a lot of people in the LS that do not make their intentions known. So
you know?
now, as a man, I can't tell when a woman's flirting with me. Still to this day, unless you say you want to suck
That's
my
what
dick in
my
the middle of
flirting
the
looks
club,
like.
I can't do it. But a woman will. A woman would be like, she flirting with you. I'd be like, oh, no, she not. Yes, she is. Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, but you
Well,
go ahead.
this is where, when it comes to this question, where you have to know who your partner is,
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
you have to know what your partner requires. Because we can say, I don't want to share this, or I'm going to do this, or this person reached out and I already made a decision for that. You have to know if your partner's still going to want to know or not.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I don't think a lot of time what ends up happening with this, where we've made this decision, but I'm going to answer for us instead of
Right.
I'm going to make sure that we're still aligned with this decision each time. And I think that that's the thing where, like what we talked about just a couple of pages and things like that, is that it usually stems from them saying, "Hey, in order to make it easy for us, we'll have this one place where people can reach out to us, and we'll leave it there." And again, knowing your partner and how they're going to respond is going to be the most important part of it. My partner wants to know every fucking thing. She knows his shit. I know
Yeah.
this. I accept it.
I
It,
love
it
that.
doesn't bother me. I accept it. Now, am I always happy about it? No. Now, that being said, I will give her this disclaimer. If she does want to look through a phone or something like that, hey, this person, this person, this person, these are the people that I'm talking to right now. Go ahead. Yeah, because again, I always know what I've said. And then I'll say, like, hey, there's some personal stuff in there for them. And she won't go and do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's just other little stuff, cool. Because again, I know my partner though.
Yeah.
And then I'm choose so I know exactly. But again, if you know your partner, know what you're getting yourself into, great. But a lot of times we don't communicate that we are, I won't say jealous, because jealousy is a different type of deal. But I guess that's the
Yeah.
only word that kind of fits. And
Well,
so
I
go
would
ahead,
say
Clay. I know you.
secure. I wouldn't say jealous. It's more
Yeah,
secure,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so I'll give you an example of what I did to a coupled there. It was a couples page, and
Hmm.
I slid into the inbox, and I know that they share a page. I don't give a damn. Whoever responds to this is who I'm talking to. Converse with each other
They
about it.
win. They win the
Like, converse.
prize.
I made my intentions extremely clear. I told this man in their shared page. Now there was conversations that was being had prior. I don't care if I'm talking to the wife. I don't care if I'm talking to the husband. I do not care. I know that this is a shared page. Whatever relationship y'all have now, that relationship was with me in this DM right now. So let's talk about it. So of course, yeah, it's all the familiar questions. How's your day going? How was work? Are you busy? This is that and the third. Little flirting here or there. And then one day I was like, fuck it, I'm tired of flirting. I'm not good at fucking flirting. I'm straight to the point. Nigga, let me ride your dick like you ain't never been rode before. That's
Mm,
what I sent him up in his shared page with his wife. I didn't care
mhm.
because I want you to know what my intentions are. I don't want your spouse to feel like I'm trying to, just to get to know her, just to get to you. No, if I want something, I'm going to tell that person I want it with or without your wife. Do not care. I'm going to tell you. Now, if you decline my advances, okay, cool. I'm going to take a step back. If you say, hey, go talk to my wife about that, cool. I'm going to go do that. But however, y'all got to share a page. I don't care who I'm talking to on here. I'm telling you what my intentions are on y'all shared
Right.
page. And that's all that I can do. And from there, now that we've established what these intentions are, now how we gonna move forward? That's what I want to know. How are we
And,
gonna move
and,
forward?
and,
But see,
and
but
speed up.
see,
Oh, go ahead. I'll let you finish this, then I'm gonna ask you a question.
no, go ahead and ask. Well, no, but
Go
okay,
ahead,
I'm
finish
gonna
this
say what
part.
I'm about to say. Yeah. So you you never know. Like, I love a good couple that knows themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like like somebody that is really locked in, that regardless of whoever I'm talking to, I don't necessarily have to guess what their intentions are. Like, I know, if even if I haven't played with them, I've already observed them out. I've seen them at play parties, I've seen them in vanilla space, I've seen them at meet and greets, and I can see how they interact. And that's probably the couple that I want to play with. You know what I'm saying? Or the spouse
Mm-hmm.
that I want to play with, because you know that they are solidified in what they're doing. They
Correct.
they don't necessarily, you can judge like some shit. Somebody
Some is
said
hard because
today
they be
they
faking.
right. Somebody said tonight in conversations and cocktails that they can't figure out how to they can't they can't figure out the intentions of a certain person just by looking at them or talking to them. Like, people give the representatives and they be lying, and then 6 months down the line they'll change. But at the end of the day, you can tell somebody's energy and somebody's intentions just by observing them. That means maybe your observer tracker is not right. That means that you
You
need to
know?
fix yourself. I'm
Bingo.
just saying.
Listen,
Like, you need to fix
listen, some of
yourself.
that,
Go
some of
ahead.
that,
Sorry, I'm going to
before I
tangent.
even go to, before I go on this question, because some of that you have to understand is that when you're used to attracting a certain type of person, I mean that you probably only know how to talk to a certain type of person. And you
Mm,
want to blame this certain type of person for being fucked up when that's all you know how to attract. You haven't elevated the type of person that you're looking for. You say what you're looking for, and you're expecting that this potential in this person is going to meet your expectations, and that's just impossible. So,
Very much
but thinking
so.
about going into stealing DMs and kind of like where it gets a little messy at times, though, because we know that that happens too. I'm gonna leave because Quay already told me earlier that he got no problem blocking a motherfucker or putting it putting it out there. But
Fuck.
how fast can a bad DM ruin someone's name in the lifestyle?
okay.
2 seconds. 2 seconds from the
Two
time I
seconds,
open it.
speak.
2 seconds. And I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you
I'm not
why.
gonna say it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Speak.
Oh no,
Let's
you
speak.
can.
Let speak go first. No,
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 go ahead.
no,
Let speak go first.
no. I just real quick. I'm not gonna say a DM. I'm not gonna say a DM, but I'm gonna say a an in person interaction. Like, I don't. To be
I was
honest with
going
you,
there next, but go
yeah.
ahead.
To be honest with you, I don't get DMs. Like I don't get crazy DMs as much as people think that I do. I don't. But physical interactions, I don't like a woman to come and just grab my dick.
Mm.
I don't.
Right.
I had
I
that.
don't.
I had
I
that happen
don't
this
like that.
weekend.
I don't respect that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't. It's not. It's just not my thing. Like
Boy,
it might be
I'm
for a lot of other niggas, but you coming
nah,
and grab
I ain't
my
like
dick
it.
for what? Like you thirsty? Like what the
Boy, I'm
fuck?
gonna
Yeah.
shift your question so that you ain't answering this one.
Go
I
ahead.
ain't
Go
because you
ahead,
already,
Quay.
Quay already said 2 seconds. She already said 2 seconds. I'm shifting hers a little bit.
Okay.
So, have you ever
Yeah.
had have you ever had to address DM behavior face to face?
Oh, absolutely. I don't mind. I would definitely
Mm,
pull you to the side and say, hey, you know, I don't like how you hopped up into my inbox. And I've had to do that. And I've had to do that here in DFW, because
mm,
where have you seen me ever to approach me like that? What conversations have we had that made you feel like, oh, this, what, today she's the right bitch for me to approach like this? What do you mean? Like what was your aim? Because sometimes, a person can send something, and again it goes back to their emotional well-being, but that's not up for me to decipher. I'm not your therapist. So you might be having a fucked up day and your therapy is dropping dick pics up in my inbox. But don't get mad when I approach you, when I see you in public and I ask you, why did you feel the need to do that? Look at me, look at you, and you ask yourself, why did you think that that was appropriate? And, I'm going to say 100% of the time, it is men that's way older than me that do that. So I'm sitting over here like, you have lived on this earth and the sun has rotated around this earth how many times in your life? And you thought that it was okay for you to have this type of behavior with me or with anybody else? It's just crazy. I have no problem with approaching them up in public when I do finally see them and let them know, like, don't ever fucking do it again. Because if you do it again, I'm going to post it for everybody to see. And matter of fact, I might
Quay.
just take a screenshot and send it to all my friends so that we can have a good laugh, because obviously that's what you wanted. Once it's up in my DM and it's disrespect, understand that it's not private, because your disrespect was loud. Now, what I do with that disrespect is also going to be loud. 2 seconds.
mm.
Takes 2 seconds.
Quay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Do you feel like because okay, so does it happen more now because you're in this space, or
Mm.
did it happen? Is it a general thing because of who you are?
So now, no, it doesn't happen. I may get, a few people that's new into the community that may be like, oh, I just came across your profile. So I just thought, no, you just thought wrong, you know. But I would say it happened more when I first got here on the DFW scene, where people like, oh, she's a newbie and this is that and the third. And everybody know, like, there comes a time where I might, and I haven't done one in a while, and I think I need to do one. My little rants that I go on, whatever, like,
Not
and
the little
people, they would
rants.
see, maybe, but they would see the little rants and they were like, oh, this is a perfect
Can you
opportunity
wait
for
till
me to
March
hop up
so I
into,
can see it?
you know, uh,
Because I'm not on social media right now.
um, it's a perfect time to hop up in her DM and, send her this. And n- do y'all not know I play with my own imagination here? I don't need no help. I don't need any help there. I am one of those people that can get off without even touching myself just by thinking. Okay, I'm okay. I didn't need your help. But it happened more when I first got here, and it took them probably about 8 months to realize that, hey, we can't do that with her. We can't do that with her. And now, like, I don't have a problem with people hopping up in my inbox doing stuff like that, because they already know. Like, you're not gonna get anywhere with me. Now, you will get a long way if you hopped up in my inbox and was like, "Hey, I noticed that you do poetry. Let's talk. You want to do a project together?" Shit, yeah. Now you just made my titty hard. Well, my nipple hard. you know, like you'll get
Now, I
somewhere if you hopped up in my inbox and you're like, "Hey, I know that you talked about your son a little bit and your challenges with him. I got some resources for you." You'll get somewhere with that. But you're not getting anywhere by dropping, unsolicited peen or coochie off up in my inbox. You're not getting anywhere when you're dropping unsolicited advances towards me that don't even start with a "Hey, how you doing? Where you been?" Or anything like that. You're not going to get anywhere with that. That don't drive me. It don't move me either. I'm not a kid. I'm not looking for validation. I'm not looking for any of that. I give myself validation. I don't need yours. So
So
yeah.
I plan on continuing this conversation tomorrow when we have more everybody around. I'm gonna end it with I got one last question because we close in about an hour right now, so I'm gonna leave it at that. So last
Mhm.
question. So what do you think DM should actually be used for in a lifestyle? Connection, curiosity, or convenience?
I want to go first on that,
Go
Go
ahead.
if
ahead.
you don't if you don't mind. So I definitely, to be honest with you, and people might not like this, but I feel like the DM should be used for the after first contact. And what I mean by that is that I should be able to talk to you in person and have all the conversation I want to have in person before I hit your DMs. That's me personally. Because see, what happened is we have lost our art of conversation, regardless if it's LS or whatever. We've lost the art of conversation where we talk to each other through text, acronyms, all the things, and we don't know how to talk to each other in person. We can literally talk to people in the DMs all day long, but then when we see each other in person, we freeze up. We doing all this flirting, we doing all this back talking, all this whatever, and then all of a sudden you get me in person, you can touch me, you can feel me, you can see me, and then you freeze up like we wasn't just talking about ripping each other's clothes off when we saw each other the next time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
if I can talk to you in person and say, I would love to do this. I would love to get to know you a little bit better. All these things. Okay. Well, hit me up in my DM. Here's my number. Here's my Instagram. Whatever contact information you want to have. It should happen after the first link. It shouldn't happen after I meet you at the party for that first time and be like, "Oh, I saw you at the party. I thought you was cute. I should have played with you." Nigga,
Mm.
you had me at the party. Hell, I was looking for somebody to play with. And you gonna tell me after the fact. Now I gotta wait a whole nother week to see you at another party, or 2 weeks to see you at another party. See, you done lost your chance. Now I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
And
finish this up, baby.
I would definitely say, like, don't use my inbox as convenience at all. I'm not here for your leisure time. Um, when people hop up in my inbox, it's truly them, wanting to know about events. They want to know how my day has been. And again, I'm poly first above anything else. So I welcome those type of conversations, those check-ins, you know what I'm saying? Because those matter to me. Um, so yeah, don't use me as a way of convenience. Don't DM. My DM isn't for that. You bored? Go do a puzzle. Go color. Go read a book. Go jog. Go get some of those calories off of you. Go work on your blood pressure. But don't hop up in my inbox for convenience. Everything else is fine. I'm okay with you doing everything else. Like, if you wanna get to know me, cool, we can do that. Um, just I can't really say tread lightly on your questions, just be respectful, you know. So yeah, that mine is just being respectful and don't think that it's about convenience over here. And that's really it.
All right. Well, y'all watching. We don't look out for part two tomorrow. Bigger group. My crew here. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna talk to y'all just a little bit longer after I hang up with these people. So, rest of y'all get
Yeah.
out of here.